So we had the revival. We have some recent stuff going around with the revival. Very interesting stuff, I may say. WWE is reportedly doing everything in its power to stop the revival from leaving the company when their contracts come to an end shortly. They've been offered a lot more money and fewer dates in the new negotiations. The duo has already turned down $550,000 a year each to stay, with a new offer reported to be much higher, but there is no rush on their part to sign. While it's not known how much they have been offered, Fightful reports the deal is bigger than that the OC's Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Well, Mr. Dawson came out with a tweet today. A very interesting one, Dave. Let me get it up here real quick. I should have been more prepared. Sorry, guys. But it's a very telling one. And if you're a Revival fan of them in the WWE, you're not going to be too happy about this. If I can get it up here.
We're just saying he's been Twitter for a while.
Here we go. So Scott Dawson came out on Twitter and said, guys, it's time to go away for a while until we get everything figured out. See you soon. So, Dave, do you feel like this may be their way of sitting out until their contract is up? Because last night on SmackDown, they got embarrassed again, coming out to the aid of King Corbin, and then Roman Reigns super punches both of them. It's not looking good for the Revival over on SmackDown. Do you think this is going to be their way of kind of sitting out till their contracts are up?
I don't, because they were featured in the main event.
Featured?
I mean, how is that? Yeah, they came out there, helped Corbin. They got taken out by Roman Reigns. How is that a bad spot? I mean, they could have
they were
not
still looked at as jokes. They got taken out by one man. One guy took them out. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
if you're the Revival, a team that feels like they're one of the best things going in WWE, and you have them in the back seat right now. They're looking.
They could not even be on the show though.
But they look like fucking fools. Like, why would you want that? If you're the Revival, and you know that once your contract is up, that AEW would throw you money to come to that company. You know it, Dave. You know AEW is sitting there and waiting for these guys to be gone from the WWE so they can get them under contract and to actually treat them probably the way that they probably treat them the way that they probably want to be treated, because they would. You don't think that they're doing that route, or do you think they're just kind of kayfabing the crowd here?
I don't think they're doing that, because I don't think they want to leave on bad terms. I think they're going to play out their contracts, and because I think we'll see them next week on SmackDown 2 wrestling. I think they're going to be the type of guys who, and if they're going to leave by playing out their contracts and just leave, and they're going to end, and that's how it's going to be. I don't think they're just going to sit at home like Neville and not do nothing. I think they're going to play out their contracts. If they are going to leave, they're going to wrestle each week until they're or however they want to do it, and just wait out their contracts if they leave.
Would you rather be taken out by Chad Gable or Roman Reigns? Okay, fair point there. Fair point there. But
humiliated by Elias too. I mean, like that. I mean, this is way better. You're in the main event spot. And it looks like they're being put with Corbin now.
The Revival better take that money, tag team wrestling, and even all that in every single promotion. They better stop being petty and treating it like a WWE problem.
Yeah, I mean, look at AEW. There's some good tag team there, but they're just going to be. They're not the type of tag team that AEW is using right now. So they would be like kind of lost there, because other than probably losing to the Young Bucks, that's all they'd be doing. They're not coming in to beat the Young Bucks. Ask the Lucha Brothers.
There you go. Showtime got big bucks to back them up, says Red Sox fan. Oh, he's talking about MLW wanting the Revival as well.
That would work, possibly.
I really feel like AEW will try to get the Revival just for the possible... The dream match is there. Their dream match has been building up for years, with the Young Bucks and the Revival and the Fuck the Revival stuff, and and that kind of feud with them. It's not really a legit feud, but we know where we're going with this. That one of the top tag teams versus one of the top tag teams. I feel like AEW will be like, all right, we got to get them. Money.
Yeah, their style doesn't fit AEW.
What?
It doesn't, because I'll name one tag team that wrestles like the Revival.
Cody and Dustin.
Yeah, they're not a tag team, though. They're not a tag team. Everyone else is a bunch of high flyers.
Dave's right.
And they like to move 50 million miles a minute out there flying around and doing all these spots. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's a different style. The WWE still works that slow-paced style for tag team wrestling.
Okay.
I think they're just holding out for big money, and then they're going to... I don't even think they leave, honestly, anymore.
AEW wouldn't make them a comedy act, and they would have success because they don't do only spots, Regulator says. Mr. AEW says, why does WWE want the Revival so badly? They might be good wrestlers, but they don't draw, and most people don't give a shit about them. Losing them won't hurt them.
Their best spot would be give them new contracts and send them to NXT.
I think they don't want them to leave because they feel like they're going to go to AEW. That's why.
Exactly. I don't think that's the only reason they would offering out 5-year contracts to people. And stupid White Canellis is trying to sit there and I want out of my contract.
Thank you, Ted, for the host there. Appreciate that. Not about them drawing for WWE. It's about keeping them from the competition. Bingo, Ghost. Absolutely. Bob Ruski says, must have forgotten when Young Bucks did a less high-flying match. That's true.
Okay, once, but not this past week.
Most people don't care about them due to how they are being booked in the Miracle on 34th Street matches, says Regulator. Gannicus says, why would WWE want these guys? They treat them like shit. Reports are saying we will give you a lot of money to sit on your ass. It's Gannicus. It's plain and simple as I move my chair up. Excuse me. They don't want them to go anywhere else. They don't want them to go to AEW and help AEW out. They don't want them to go anywhere else. They want them to stay put in the WWE. Just like they're doing with certain other wrestlers in the WWE as well. As you saw, they let Harper go because they don't give a shit about him. Vince McMahon says he doesn't feel like Luke Harper's a draw. So he said, fuck him, get out of here. I don't care. If Vince McMahon felt like that with the Revival would be gone. They would be out the door. That's why you see Matt Hardy. Vince McMahon doesn't see anything else in Matt Hardy. That's why
Jeff Hardy's a different story.
Yeah, Matt Hardy. That's why Matt Hardy's going to be gone soon. Certain guys, their stay in the WWE and how they're treated. And Matt Hardy, he's been publicly tweeting out how he feels like he still has stuff to offer for wrestling and feels like he can still go in the ring, but yet we don't see him whatsoever. And when we do, he's getting jobbed. So you can tell where guys' placement in the company. Luke Harper, they didn't give a shit about. Sayonara, see you later. The Ascension. Sayonara, see you later.
Oh, come on, the Ascension. What have they done?
I'm just saying, guys that they don't give a shit about, they don't care about them leaving. Sin Cara, they don't care. But if you're upset and you have a grievance and you want to leave and they like you and they want you to stay, Sasha Banks, they'll try to do everything in their power to keep you from staying.
What if they offer them a huge amount of money to say you think they're turning the money down? I don't know if they're like Ambrose, back then Ambrose, who turned down a big money offer.
Yeah, look at Ambrose.
Are they like that? But they were never booked in the type of spot that he was in. They were never treated like that as a star like Ambrose was, now Moxley. But see, I think if they're offered a bunch of money like Randy Orton, everyone thought Randy Orton was leaving.
No. But see, Randy Orton, he trolled the wrestling fans. Randy Orton had no plan to go to AEW. He used that as to get higher money for them WWE, and it worked. WWE saw his little tweets out about going to AEW and all his tweets to Ospreay and to other wrestlers around other companies. WWE saw that and said, we're not going to have that happen. And that's
what the Revival are doing now.
I don't think they are, though. I think the Revival are honestly upset and they're done with their situation in the WWE. If you're a team that liked your situation in WWE, you would have accepted that the $500,000 offer they gave you.
Or you'll get more because you know there's more money out there offer for you. You'll wait it out. That's what a good contract negotiation is.
True, but we don't know if AEW will offer them that type of money, though.
Yeah, they will. They'll offer them anything to get an ex-WWE top tag team over to AEW. They will jump at the chance to do that.
Let's move on. Matt Hardy is going to draw in ratings, says Marion Watson. OC stayed for buku money, said Bobaruski. Yeah, but they can be like another Luke Harper or Shawn Spears, says Mr. AEW.
Yeah, Shawn Spears has such a great opportunity.
Losing them won't hurt WWE, but does have a chance of helping AEW, says Marion Watson. And Rowan says Truth and Loyalty. I've always disliked the Revival. Thought they were super overrated, says Chris Mack. Wow. Well, you're not the only one who thinks that, brother. Ganicus says, if you are going to pay them all this money, then fucking use them, says Ganicus. Amen. Nobody cares about the Revival. Have they given us any reason to care? They suck on the mic. I disagree. Top guys, they were B teams bitch for a while. Let's talk Killer Cross tag teams or temporary singles where it's at. Y'all guys are funny. Understand that, but the Revival is no draw, so WWE shouldn't give a shit if they leave or not.
You know what this kind of like to me with the Revival? It's like when Arn and Tully came to the WWE thinking they were going to be big, everyone thinking they were going to be big stars, and they just kind of failed in the WWE a little bit as the Brainbusters.
Revival does not suck on the mic. The lines they are forced to say suck. Absolutely. Yes, we do. Come on, Tony. They would pay them and make them a top tag team in a heartbeat. Come on, dude. In AEW, I think they would. Orton knows his value, and you're kidding yourself if you don't think any company would throw money at him. Hell, he'd probably get a blank check from certain companies. Yeah, but I think he was just using that as a negotiation stuff.
I bet you we see the Revival standing with Baron Corbin next week.
I'll bet you right now that they won't be. I bet you they won't be on SmackDown next week.